Meanwhile, we continue the conversation about the health of the consumer with who better than talking to us about. Wendy Liebmann joining us. She's the CEO and the chief shopper over at WSL Strategic Retail. Great to have you here on the program. And let's talk to me about the health of the consumer, because I hear so many kind of conflicting reports. There's hard data that seems to suggest we're still spending. There's a lot of anecdotal data that seems to suggest that people really are struggling and maybe actually now starting to pull back. What are you finding?
Yeah, the latter, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we haven't stopped spending. But what we hear from lots of consumers around the country, in the thousands, is that they are feeling very nervous about what the new year will bring. Mm-hmm. And I think when you get to, in spite of the fact that inflation is mm-hmm. declining and making people happy, when it comes to everyday things that they're buying, you know, still food or rent or technology, any of those kinds of things, and student debt, which is loaded up on a lot of people, they are feeling concerned.
Are they shopping less, meaning are they buying fewer things, or are they simply, I guess, buying the same amount of things but looking for, I guess, bargains and discounts in order to defray the cost?
Yeah, both. They're buying, they're very cautious about the price they pay for anything, which is why you see those retailers who are offering better prices, the ones who are doing best. They're also buying less of things. You know, they're just cutting back. It's this sort of philosophy of just in case. I better be careful, just in case. So we see that over the holidays. We think we'll see that through the new year. There's this just sentiment of ill ease or unease. So I hate to be a naysayer, but it's a worry.
How are the retailers positioned for this? We just heard from Nike where the inventories are looking better, but they're going to embark on this $2 billion cost savings program because they are trying to control what they can control, which is their expenses. Because they have to wait for the larger, broader global economy to recover before they have a real growth story to sell to investors.
Yeah, and that's one of the things you're seeing either on the retail front or on the manufacturer front supplying the retailers. They're very concerned about inventory. There's been a lot of price increases, and when you're in like the consumer goods business or selling consumer goods, everyday essentials, there's that, how high can the prices go? Well, 3/4 of the people we talk to around the country say that they believe prices will continue to go up, even though inflation is going down. So it's a sentiment thing as well as it is the reality, which is making it hard. So a lot of the retailers are either thinking about how many things they carry, how much inventory they carry, their price points. There's a lot of conversation going around about, I'm going to simplify my offer. I'll have fewer products,
They also need to be more creative in packaging what they are selling as well, because, I mean, I don't go buy chocolates every day, but when I do, I notice that the boxes are a lot smaller. The packaging is a lot, shoddier than it used to be. So it's up to the retailers to offer up a different experience.
Yeah, I think that's really the other issue, this sort of the frustration. I don't know, chocolates is yours, tissues are mine.
Tissues,
the little tissue box now, it's got 65 instead of, I think, was 80. And you're like, is the price the same, but I'm getting less? And it's really frustrating. I mean, they're really good at figuring, the cereal boxes, those kind of things with less in it. But to your point, it's also about, is there anything interesting to buy? That's the other piece.
And I can tell you a funny story. We buy the same cereal. I won't say what brand it was. And we bought it again. The box was bigger, but then we looked at the fine print, and there was actually fewer ounces in it. Even though they raised it.
It was an empty box, empty box.
Anyway, that's an aside here.
No, but that's you being a consumer, right? And it's frustrating.
It's consumer.
Really
and people are starting to notice this stuff. I am curious, I mean, just on the idea of the holiday season, which is supposed to be a time where we do kind of spend freely, hopefully for other people and not just ourselves here. Are people buying, I guess, the more, non-essential stuff, jewelry and things like that? Or are we all going to just get like socks and like T-shirts?
And gift cards.
And gift cards.
Gift cards, and chocolates. Chocolates are good. Those sort of things. There's a lot about essentials, people who just stuff they need. The really big thing that, we're seeing is beyond chocolates, the proverbial experiences, buying tickets for theatre, tickets for the shows, gift cards for things like that, travel that, is quite expensive these days for people. So it's as opposed to just more stuff. And then the one area that I think we will see the difference is people are not doing that, and one for me. Because that was an area where you started to see retail sales really pick up. So it's sort of quite nuanced.
There's no treat yourself anymore.
No, not this holiday season. Just do what you have to, and then I'll wait till next year.
All right. Well, we need to catch up later in 2024 because I am curious to see whether this is kind of the start of a new trend, and we do end up seeing a little bit more weakness in the consumer space. Wendy Liebmann, who's been covering this space for decades, really, CEO and chief shopper at WSL Strategic Retail. All right, stick with us. After the break, we're going to set you up for what to watch tomorrow. This is Bloomberg.